Hey everyone, Will Dungy here, back with another video interpreting and discussing recent tax court cases. Today we're talking about Rancor Properties LLC versus the City of Ocean City. It was decided on January 6, 2026, docket number 009288-2025. The decision is by Judge Semino. So in this case, as I said, the plaintiff is Rancor Properties LLC, and they are challenging a residential development fee upon a new home that it constructed. And the issue here is whether the tax court can hear this matter. And as I go into this case, you'll understand that there are two separate development fees in New Jersey. There's a residential and a non-residential fee. And this case gets in the nitty-gritty about where to take each cause of action. So the outcome of this case, the tax court ended up transferring the matter to the Superior Court, but welcomed the possibility that the Superior Court transfer it back to the tax court. So essentially we got a game of ping pong going on, but as the case plays out, you'll understand why. So the facts of this case is that the plaintiff purchased a vacant lot in the city of Ocean City. And the defendant in this case, Ocean City, assessed a residential development fee when the plaintiff constructed the home. And so the year before the plaintiff bought the property, the prior owner had demolished a commercial structure on the site, and thereafter the plaintiff built this home, and it brought the assessed value up to $1.5 million. The city assessed a residential development fee per city ordinance, and the fee is 1.5% of the equalized assessed value. So that's a lot of money if you're building a $1.5 million home. The city credited the equalized assessed value of the previously existing commercial structure, and it's not stated how much that ratio was, that value was, but the plaintiff challenged the imposition of the fee, claiming the new home is merely a replacement of the existing structure. So apparently the plaintiff followed Ocean City's ordinance and filed an appeal with the Cape May County Board of Taxation. The board dismissed the matter without prejudice, and the plaintiff appealed per the same ordinance to the tax court. The ordinance reads, a developer may challenge residential development fees imposed by filing a challenge with the County Board of Taxation. Now, this is distinct because non-residential development fees and the challenging of those are governed by a state statute. And so here, Ocean City is, I guess, governing the challenge of residential development fees. And per the ordinance, the city authorizes the petitioner or anyone appealing the county board's decision to appeal it directly to the tax court. And the court notes that this Ocean City statute is derives from the model ordinance that the Department of Community Affairs made that implements the development fee ordinances that I just told you about, where the non-residential development fees are appealed directly to the tax court. And in that, the court is wondering why the city decided to make their own statute, essentially creating a new cause of action for residential development fees in the tax court. Now, when the legislature standardized non-residential development fees, it placed the appeals with the tax court. And the city, believing that they were, correct here, they thought that the same might apply to residential development fees because each really evolve around valuation and assessments are, typically in the tax court. However, the legislature has not adopted any statutes that standardize residential development fees. So here we're getting to the analysis on, what the ultimate outcome of this case is going to be. And so for your background, matters that belong in the tax court belong in 4 general categories. And those categories are any matters provided by statute, actions cognizable in the Superior Court which raise issues as to which expertise in matters involving taxation are desirable, and which have been transferred to the tax court, any powers necessary to effectuate its decision, judgments, and orders, and a review of actions or regulations with respect to a tax matter of any state agency or official. And here, residential development fees are not cognizable before the tax court as a tax. And you can see that indication in NJSA 2B:13-2A. Unlike non-residential development fees, the legislature did not enact a statute explicitly placing residential development fees in the tax court. So here, the court is essentially saying, nice try, Ocean City. But ultimately, the tax court does have jurisdiction over actions that require a tax court's expertise, but might normally be in the superior court, and the superior court is allowed to transfer those matters to the tax court. And so, to summary, the tax court is not just a jurisdiction of tax matters and those conferred by statute. It involves expertise that involves tax, where the knowledge of taxation is desirable. So the tax court already handles non-residential development fee matters, which basically rely on valuation issues, and so a little bit of statutory interpretation, which I have actually written articles on. And if you search my name on Google, you might come up with them. And I think those are very interesting cases, but that's not the topic here. And so the focus here is not whether the fee is a tax or not. The focus is administration of the fee. But before we can properly get to that issue, the court here and Judge Cimino is being very procedural here, making sure he's not stepping on other judges' territories, saying that since there is no explicit rule requiring this matter to go to the tax court, he is sending it back to the superior court, but understanding that if the superior court wants to toss it back here because they don't handle issues regarding valuation of real property, they can certainly pass it back to the tax court. So here we have a game of ping pong. I think this case should be decided relatively simply or easily. Please tune in the next couple of weeks, because a very big tax decision just came out and it's a published one. Hope you enjoyed today. Thank you.